Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching The Breakfast Show. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the importance of the project to develop the site of the greatest transfiguration in St. Catherine and its impact on the tourism movement. And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Adel Gendy, Head of International Relations and Strategic Planning Sector at the Tourism Promotion Authority. Good morning, Dr. Adel.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, sir, can you elaborate for us on the importance of the project that aims at developing the site of the greatest transfiguration in St. Catherine?
We consider St. Catherine one of the religious sites. We say
Yes.
religious sites, but the government were sending a message to the international community. It's not just a religious site, but it is a site for the humanity as well, because we consider St. Catherine is a religious complex. So we are sending a message to the international community that Egypt full of spiritual sites, not only religious sites, that Egypt is the land where receiving all the prophets, all the messengers, and also it is welcoming every culture, and it is a land of cultural dialogue also. So this is one of the sites, of many sites that Egypt have developed recently. Of course, it is not a site of the Holy Family Trail, but we consider it will enrich the Holy Family Trail also. So we are combining many products. We are reforming a message, a very strong message to the international community that we are proving that Egypt is a land where you will find spiritual life. It is a land where you can feel safe and comfortable in this land. So the importance of St. Catherine site also considered an added value to the tourist product. It is attracting many segments of the tourists. It is not only religious, not only spiritual, but also we consider this as an adventure tourism product, mountain climbing and sightseeing, and you can enjoy the weather of St. Catherine. The contrast in between the weather in the winter, you will find the ice on the top of the mountain, Moses Mountain, and so in the summer you can enjoy sightseeing, you can enjoy visiting these religious sites, the church, the mosque, and the Jewish sites also are over there.
So, sir, the city of St. Catherine has a great historical and spiritual value, and it is also a meeting point for the three monotheistic religions. So, how can the historical and spiritual value of St. Catherine be utilized in promoting religious tourism?
For that reason, because all of this lush of resources in St. Catherine, the government recently was interested in developing St. Catherine with a special pattern of development. For
Yes.
that, the many ministries cooperate all together to put a development strategy for physical planning. The Ministry of Housing and Utilities working on that regard. The Ministry of Tourism also have set a promotion marketing strategy, and other ministry like Ministry of Local Development also was sharing in the effort by giving an interest by providing the needed logistics from the government of the government of South Sinai. So there is a comprehensive development strategy reflecting all the needs, by the way, and the development of St. Catherine have been developed with a pattern that keep and maintain the historical features of the site. It's not like any other tourist site. For example, we are using local materials in the development. We're using local materials on the paving roads and the pedestrian tracks for the tourists. We are building a new eco-lodge, and I mean the term eco-lodge. Eco-lodge is that a hotel, a small hotel, very environmental, very smart, and very green hotel that matching the feature of this historical site. Another development items of the landscape of the site also are using the local materials for shades and seats for the tourists. We are also match matching the UNESCO World Heritage Site criteria in the development, the visual perception of the site. So this is concerning the planning and the development. And in concern of the tourism marketing, we are marketing St. Catherine, as I mentioned before, for the international community, not only for Christians, not only for Muslims or Jewish people, but we are launching it as a complex of religious, a complex of many tourism resources. Everyone can visit St. Catherine, not only elders and disabled for the spiritual side, but also we are inviting youth to practice adventure tourism, mountain climbing, while also inviting those who are interested on the natural sightseeing also to visit St. Catherine. You can see a huge margin of South Sinai via St. Catherine Mountain and Moses Mountain.
So, sir, also how important in the development of the greatest transfiguration site in St. Catherine in attracting more investments to this area and provide more job opportunities?
Even the investment, by the way, we are selecting a sort of investment that matching this vision of the development. Also, we are inviting tourists. Firstly, the investment starts by tour operators themselves. Of course, the tour operator will be encouraged to attract many visitors to see the site, because now we are depending on what we call 7 Bs market mix, not 4 Bs as before. 4 Bs means summarizing the reasons that we are marketing for this site, price, fees, people, and place, and so. But now the 7 Bs including the development efforts, including the infrastructure, including the tourism services. For that, we are inviting the investors to provide the needed services, not only in the site of St. Catherine, but the surrounding areas also. We are inviting the investors to establish new entities, new investment entities to share the government. We consider them as national stakeholders nowadays, national developers, not just an investor, but we are inviting them to share the efforts. We're inviting them to promote the site with the government. For that, we need many services to be provided in these areas. We need tour operators to work over this site. We are trying to distribute the investment out of the central areas like Cairo and so. We are inviting the investment for what we call a national target, which is attenuation of the investment centralization in Cairo and in Sharm el-Sheikh and so. So we are spreading this investment outside those central areas.
Also, the development of the historical Cairo area is one of the important projects that the government is paying great attention to in the coming period. So also tell us more about the government plan to develop historic Cairo.
Sure, historic Cairo also is considered one of the spiritual sites, by the way. Historic Cairo, we say it is not just Fatimid Cairo, no. Historic Cairo is starting from El Fustat, also another religious complex. Now we are developing the El Fustat in the framework of the national project, which is Tilal. Tilal is Fustat Hill. Tilal Fustat, including the area, starting by the religious complex, Jama Amr or Amr Mosque, and the complex of churches and synagogue, and extended also by providing needed services over there, open garden or open spaces where the people and the tourists can practice cultural activities in this area. It is not just a garden, by the way. It is a place in the open air, open spaces that the community managed to practice many cultural activities, recreational activities, and also developing these hills. In the past, this hill, by the way, was a hill of garbage. Nowadays, it will be a hell of entertainment. You will find a lot of restaurants on the top of this hill. You can see a lot of resources of old Cairo, and ended by Ain al-Sira spring, water spring. Now it is developed and ready to be open for the people. Another activities to support the local communities on the other side of the road, which is Poetry Village. Tariq al-Bukhar. Both rebels now developed and opened, by the way, and honored by the best of His Excellency the President. So the government in general are encouraging those kinds of developments, the developments that attracting more investment, the developments that maintain a direct impact for the local people to be benefited from these developments. Not only that, this is Old Cairo. This area now is the development extended from Old Cairo along the Azhar and the Sultan mosques also. And by the way, through our development planning, we found out that we have another religious complex in Al Azhar and Sultan, our historic Cairo. So it's not only Azhar and Sultan, no, there is another site considered one of the top points of the Holy Family, which is Duela Church, and behind, adjacently to the church, there is Musa Ibn Maimun Jewish site, by the way. So this is the second religious complex in Cairo now, and it is developed by this concept. We are promoting this site, we are developing this site to be one of the sites that can attract every kind of the tourist that attract also a tourist, Muslim and Christian and Jewish and all humanitarian to come to this site to enjoy the history of Egypt that reflects the Egyptian culture, that reflects also a different era accumulation.
Yes, also developing the path of the Holy Family here in Egypt is also one of the most important projects in this period. Can you tell us more about the latest developments related to this important project? To what extent it will help in putting Egypt on the map of religious tourism?
It's a very important project, national project, by the way, and I can say that we are almost finished it by more than 90% of the development. Only 4 sites remained out of about 15 sites have been officially opened and operated now, provided by the needed services, opening new accessibility to these sites. For example, in Almenia, Jabal recently we opened the site. We developed a comprehensive margin of the site, opening new access to this site, and also renovation for the historic church over there, and providing the needed landscape. The same in Tamanod, or 3 sites in the Delta, Tamanod in Gharbiya, Sakha in Kafr Sheikh, where the footprint of Jesus have been found there, and also in Balsa, also officially opened, and now it is ready to receive the tourists. In Wadi al-Natron, the 4 main monasteries, the greatest monasteries in the Middle East, it's already developed. The city itself comprehensively developed now, not only the sites of the monasteries, and now it's ready to receive tourists. Services with an international standard have been provided in these sites also. As I mentioned, Jabal al-Fir in Almenia, remaining 2 sites in Masoud, Roka and Al-Muharrar. The progress are going on ground now, and within less than 1 month we will accomplish the development. And then the Wela site in historic Cairo. It is developed within the framework of the comprehensive development of historic Cairo zone. It's very important, and the government of Cairo governorate are working hardly with the conceptual plans that are provided by the Ministry of Tourism and Ministry of Housing and Utilities. Al-Matariyya, or the Virgin Mary sites have been already now, and we are waiting for the official opening, but it is developed by about 100%. So we are ready. Within few months, maybe 1 month or 2 months, we will accomplish the old site, and it will be launched as a trail that's ready to receive the spiritual tourists, let me say spiritual tourists, or a special interest tourists to visit that very important trail.
So, sir, do you think that we need to make more promotions for religious tourism in the coming period? And how can we do that?
Religious or what?
Religious tourism. Do we need
no,
to...
No, I say spiritual.
Yes.
Let me correct it. Sorry. We say spiritual. Why I am saying it's spiritual? This is one concept of marketing strategy. If I say religious sites or religious tourism, so I am limiting I am asking also for those believe for those religious only. For example, the churches for Christians, the mosques for Muslims, the Jewish sites for Jewish people. No, we are maximizing the demand by saying no. It is spiritual places, spiritual Muslims, so as to Christians, so as to Jews can visit this site because it is reflected sort of sort of a spiritual feeling. So it's a very important site culturally even. You want to know the culture of these religions when it's entered Egypt. For example, when Amr ibn al-As came to Egypt, he came to secure the Christian people from the Byzantine people here. So it is a story. It is, it's a place where, or a place that reflects a very important era of the history of Egypt. So we are promoting this site from this point of view. So many religious sites in Egypt that also, attracting or motivating the individuals to come to Egypt, and they never mind about any crisis surrounding Egypt, any conflict in the region. So they have a personal motivation to come to see, to practice pilgrimage along the Holy Family Trail, for example. So it gives them a motivation, it gives them a freedom to move individually, and they never mind about any repetition surrounding us.
Yes, sir. Also, what kind of tourist will be interested in this kind of tourism?
The main segment will be Eastern European countries,
Yes.
or the former Soviet Union countries, and Latin Americans, South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, and in Indonesia, and the Far East countries, we call it long-haul destinations like Korea and Japan. So this is the main target market. But of course, there is some countries will export to this type, but mainly those countries I mentioned.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Adel Gendy, Head of International Relations and Strategic Planning Sector at the Tourism Promotion Authority. Dear viewers, that's all for our first segment for today's In the Breakfast Show. Short break, and we'll be back with our second segment, so stay tuned.